Welcome to video number 4, the habit tracker. And this is one of my favorites because throughout the day, when you do your stuff and you try to build your dreams, there's one important key factor that makes up a lot of it in the end. And it is your habits. It's what you do every day that adds a little bit to a bigger goal that you have, whether that's saving up for a new business or whether it's working on a long-term project or just your health in general. So all of these things, I try to organize them in my habit tracker. And last time I left you off in this projects page over here. So we had build an empire and I added a few little extra data. This is also nice for you guys to understand and get a feel for this thing. So let's say he owns Google and we want to get this project done by, let's say, February 14th of February next year, Valentine's Day. This king is a very poetic conqueror. So when it comes to habits, you have your projects, which is your business life, right? Now, when you go back to the dashboard and you're finished with all your stuff, I often like to check on a glance to see, okay, what else do I have to do? Well, we watched this one, we watched that one. This one we also just finished, so we have a little bit more to do with the habit tracker. If you go down, you can see you have the habit tracker here. You can open this. This is a toggle of the first page, and the one below it, which is a copy of it, is the weekly one. So each week you check them off in this one, and when you have a new week, you press this and you press duplicate, and then you call it a new thing. So let me take you through the habit tracker or the practices. Here you can see the standard habits that I've put in. It has 7 different views for each day. And each of these has 2 check marks. And there's a filter that if you check something off, let's say today is Monday, and we check something, oh no, it's Sunday, let's keep it exact. And we check off, we did this, and we also, we still have to do this, but we're about to go down and have breakfast. But I do this one, and we did the journaling in the last time. So, and then I have a few other habits, things that I would do when it comes to work. Another thing you might have noticed is each of the cards has a morning, afternoon, or evening. So in the evening, for example, as a routine to calm down again and prepare for the next day, I make sure that I plan the day ahead. If I check it off or if I don't do it too often, it will keep track of it. The whole philosophy of habit tracking is you can't improve anything that you don't measure. So if you want to plan your days ahead, if you want to be more exact and precise, you need to have a reminder or a way to check with yourself. Am I going to do this? Yes or no? Let's say you slept horribly and you also check that off. And normally you can just go to each day for the practices. This one is, by the way, the practices, the top one. So that's not actually the week, but no fear. When you go to filters, we've learned this before, guys, you can just find the ones that you checked already and uncheck them again. And then do the same with the other one to see which ones you skip, and you can uncheck them again. And then you can turn back on the filters where they're both unchecked. So yeah, this is a little bit of a dynamic stuff that goes on behind it. And the best way to explain it to you is to show you here in the habits. In the habits system, the table view, you see you have the habits here, and you can add new habits. So you go into the system view if you want to edit or add new habits. Let's say for our next project, we want to, every day we need to research medieval technology because we want to conquer or build an empire. So we need to conquer some stuff for King Archie. And if we want to do that, we want to add a daily practice, a daily habit to keep up with that. So let's say I create a new habit, and I can create it for the Monday by going to the Monday view and clicking here. But remember, this one is filtered to show everything that is on Monday. So the time of the day on Monday. And each one of these is represented in the system view because each habit has an occurrence for each day. And it also has a skip button for each day. The amount of days skipped is calculated based on the checked versus the times that you did it or the times that you skipped it, and that describes itself in different formulas over here. So you can see the formula by going to edit, and you can see how the formula is built up. This is a little advanced, but the most important thing is to understand that you can calculate how many of the times were skipped. Let's say we go to Wednesday for the top habit and we skip Wednesday, then you see there's one skipped. It means 14% skipped. And then here's the interesting part. You can assign a dynamic string of text to it. So if you go to status and you do edit property, you can see this formula, and you can ignore the formula mostly because it calculates based on how many you skipped, what fraction you skipped of the 7, whether you're doing it very well. So if you missed 1, it's a fuck yeah. So that's 6 out of 7. If you miss 2, you're like 5 out of 7. So you can add something else on here like keep going. And you can also change the emojis by pressing, like you can delete them and you can press Command Control Space, or on Windows you can also open emoji keyboard some way. And you can add here, let's see, a little rocket, keep going. So this is 5 out of 7. And you can set this up however you want. I set it up in a way where I had one of my best friends actually analyze for me, like, what do I hate the most when I'm not getting my goals, when I'm not doing stuff? And these were the texts that came up. Like, if you tell me I suck, I really get fired up and I want to go and get some more. So this is where the magic also comes in when you personalize this a little bit more and you change the habits. These are the habits that I put in. But let's say you don't take supplements because you don't want to raise your testosterone. And let's say you want to do this in the afternoon for like half an hour, but you don't want to study a course. You want to study a course on medieval tech. So you can just change one that's already here, and you can also change this to swords, and then let's see if we can get a nice medieval crossbow. Oh, we can't. I'm gonna get some. Look at that, that's beautiful. Get some weapons. Nice. I want to practice this every afternoon. And right now the status is Rockstar because that's the default if none of it is skipped or done. So you start out as a Rockstar on day 1 of the week, and as you progress throughout the days and more of them get filled in, your score can go up or it can go down. So let me erase this, and let's say here's the link to the course. Good luck. And we'll add an image. So here again, the customization and all the different things you can do can come in. So let's add a nice artistic picture to it, and let's add a link to it by going to link block. So you can add a web bookmark. This is a nice way of adding links. So let's create a link going to the Notion homepage, and let's turn this into, let's see, heading 3. Perfect. Well, there we go. I want a better web clip. There we go. See, that's called a web clip. Okay, perfect. So this is our new habit. We've just added study a course on medieval tech, and maybe this image should be different, but It's okay. I'll see it as encouragement. It's a personal habit anyway. So in our system now, we have a new habit, and it's in the afternoon, and we can also change the time. We can also change when these times are. If you want to do them on different moments, you can add different dates or stuff to a card as well. But when you go to your home, you can see now that in the system, because let me delete this one. Let's start a fresh week. We'll duplicate this, and we'll call this. I normally do this Monday, 1st of August, 2022. And here we see our new habits. And one of the new habits that we actually got is, wait, where did we, are you kidding me? No. Okay, let's make the habit again, and I'll show you how to make the habit again. Okay, once you've got that filled in again in your systems, you can actually copy this one over and over again. So let's uncheck these things again. So it's all reset, and this is your system view. This is where you have your habits that you can copy each week again. And now we have this template over here. We can duplicate it, and we can start a fresh week called week 1. And inside we will see quick morning workout, done that, not yet, done that, this as well, this as well. Here we have the course. We go in, we go to the link, we maybe make some notes about it for this day, because this is going to be saved, this is going to be referenced as well. You can even add a date if you want to add a date to it as well by just adding a new property. And let's call it date worked on. And then whenever you mark it off or you don't mark something off, you can see that it's going to calculate. By the next day, you will go into Tuesday and you will have your new habits. You can go to your journal, create your daily routine, all of that. And then you have your habits and you just tick them off like that. You just tick them off. On the phone, it's even easier, because also if you make it small, I think if we go into practices right now, you can see it's in a very beautiful card design. And on the phone, actually, this on the dashboard, it flips over to the bottom. So when I make my screen small like this, it's weird, but on the mobile, it works very beautiful, where you can just throughout the day scroll through your habits and you can see them. And you can also always go into the practices. Just make sure you are on this one, and you can always rename this one to week 1. So in this way, when you rename the old one, you have your habits, daily habits. You can keep that as daily habits, and you can have week 1 here, where you can go through all the days. You can go through all the days and check them off, do them. I mostly do them over here. Let's go through a few more days. Let's do a whole week. Okay, there we go. I quickly went through each of the days of the week. So I simulated like a week of using Creative OS, and as you can see, the days are all empty. Then at the end of the week, what I do is I go to progress report. Now this view of the progress report is actually built to show how good are you doing. So a lot of these things I had a rock star, 7 out of 7. Few of them I skipped. It was just because I went through them quickly, but they could look very different. They could look very, like, let's say this one you skipped a few more times. Now, if I go back to progress report, I see that one of my sleep habits I haven't been doing so well. And a nice, easy way to see all of them is when you have this practices archive, where you just take it and you drag it inside, and then when you press on it, you can see all of the things, especially when you leave it in progress report. Like, you can see in one what the status is, what your progress is, what your score was. Maybe this one is more important. And then if you keep scrolling, you can see which days you didn't do it or did do them. And of course, from here you can always go into the into the database again and check it again. So here we have week 1, and now week 1 is done. Let's say we want to revise the week and we want to add some of our daily habits, maybe increase this at least 1 hour because it was going really well. And here I'm going to, for example, change "you must sleep." So when we start a new week now, we have the new daily habits. I duplicate them, and let's call this one week 2. And there we go. Here we can do the habits again as we are going and working and going from the projects and checking everything and making sure that everything is getting done. We can always go back and do our habits, especially on mobile. Okay, thank you so much.